What's up, guys? My name is Marcus Pizarro, owner of PK Media, and I'm here with Ben Smith today. I can't believe he's in high school still, and he's at $30K a month with his Chiro agency. He's impressive, and I'm here to share basically his advice for young entrepreneurs who are looking to scale their business, what he's been doing, what he is doing, and obviously where he wants to go. So, Ben, it's a pleasure, man. How are you doing?
Good to be here. Very good. It's sunny. It's windy. Feels good here in Miami.
Yeah, we were planning on going to the beach, but obviously it's windy, so, and I don't have the best mic. I'm still working on that. But anyways, man, I think what we just start off is like any intro call. Like, give me the high level view of your business. Would love to see what you're currently doing, and yeah, share a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So my name is Ben Smith. So our marketing company we focus right now specifically on cash-based services, helping our docs scale cash-based services, scale their marketing, scale their programs so that they're able to take on fewer patients for more money, and at the end of the day, make more money, scale, using higher ticket cash services. So we work with them and we help them grow, we help them implement those protocols, and then we give them the marketing resources that they need. Right now we're just crossed over the 30K a month mark.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so right now, we're scaling up the team, bringing the people on that we need to make it, everything solid, streamlined, make the experience way better for our clients, make the experience, way better for us, just generally streamline everything and make it make more sense, and help more clients. Right now, we're getting to a point where, we're getting more clients and it's becoming more difficult for us to scale. So scaling up a team is what we're working on right now, and getting more people to help us take on more clients and help more of them crush their goals.
That's amazing, Ben. Thanks for sharing, giving us an overview of your business. That's going to help people understand. Obviously, as you continue watching, you're going to understand how he's able to not only scale, but also, continue his education, which we'll dive into obviously in a second. But I'll just jump right into this question, man.
Perfect.
What is your biggest advice to a high schooler or even a college student looking to grow a business like you?
Take the risk now. So some of the people who are most successful or really push further, they're not very risk averse. And it comes from two places. Either they're not risk averse because they have a sort of a backup plan, or they're not risk averse because it's the only option and their back is against the wall. It's either one of the two extremes. If you're young, doesn't matter if you're in college, you're a senior in college, you're a freshman in high school, like it literally doesn't matter. You fall into one of those extremes, and that extreme is most likely, you have nothing to lose. What do you have to lose, right? What tangible thing you haven't built up yourself yet? You haven't established anything yet. And so worst case scenario, you fail and you learn something, right? If you start building a business and then it fails, guess what? At 18 years old, hey, here's why my business failed. Here's what I did wrong. And that sets you up for lessons that are going to help you later in life. So the way that you can look at it is no matter what happens, right, you are getting value out of what you're doing now, whether you succeed, fail, whatever it may be. But as long as you keep pressing at it, right, and you learn from those failures, you're going to succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? But you have to learn from the failures. But so use your age to your advantage in the fact that you have nothing to lose, right? Think about it. Worst case scenario. What is your worst case scenario? You go live with your parents. Who's going to make fun of you for living with your parents when you're 18, 19, 17, whatever you are? No one, right? Even if you're, in your mid 20s, that's still commonplace. So use that to your advantage in that your worst case scenario is not that bad.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah, guys, I love sharing that with young entrepreneurs, inside an agency lab like yourself. And a lot of times they just focus a lot on results, which is obvious, right? Focus on the result. That's what they're there for. But as a young entrepreneur, you also got to focus on building the skill, because guess what? That's what's going to get your results. So if you fuck up your intro call, if you fuck up your demo call, if you fuck up fulfillment, you learn something. Like Ben said, you failed and you know something that you probably wouldn't know when you go to a college classroom, right? And again, we'll dive into that in a second. Just a little spoiler. Him and I are both in college now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we have some interesting opinions on college.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So one other thing I want to talk about, and this is probably left a curveball for you, but you know, you and I had a great discussion in your hotel room, not only about the customer service or the dinner service, but it's actually breakfast. You got it in dinner. That's so slow. Like, I get back to my clients faster than that. Can you believe that? I heard you're dating someone.
Yes.
So you have a girlfriend, you're in a relationship. What is your take on relationships while building a business, and specifically while in like high school like yourself, in college like myself? Will it distract you?
I think it can be valuable and it can be detrimental at the same time. So you have to figure it out. So I would say for 99% of the people, and most of the, like for guys, most of the girls you're dating, maybe same thing for girls. I'm going to speak from a guy's standpoint, but for guys, most of the girls you're dating are not high value women. They're not going to help to push you further. And they may not be a supporting aid in that. And that's also just because of age, right? You can't necessarily expect a lot to be. But I would be, that being said, if you find a relationship that is, it's incredibly valuable. I know me and my girlfriend, we have similar drives, right? We want different paths, and her path, it's a lot more academic, she wants to go to law school, things like that. But the thing is, we both have similar drives in that there's things that we want to accomplish, and we understand the compromises that come with that together, and we know how to kind of support each other and push each other. So I would say if you can find something like that, if you can find something that adds value to your life, or find a woman that adds value to your life, then it's helpful. But at our age, at my age, that's very difficult to find. And so don't spend your time finding that just yet. That would be my recommendation. If I didn't already have this relationship, I wouldn't spend my time finding that relationship right now. I would build up myself, right? I'd build up myself whether that means your money, your income, whether that, building up your income, whether it means, building up yourself, perfecting yourself. I mean, as close as you're going to get, right? And feeling good about yourself, and then going into that. But I would say if you can find it early, I mean, great, right? I feel like I found that. And so for me, it's valuable, but that's not one size fits all.
100%. And I love the answer to it. It's really tailored towards you. And obviously it's like natural that, you found someone. It's not like you're searching for someone. I'll be frank, like, when I started this business, I did have a girlfriend, then I lost my girlfriend, and it was detrimental to my emotion, and I'm the salesperson, and guess what happened? It's as a joke, but jokes aside, I wouldn't actively find a girlfriend at the moment. I would actually just let destiny set itself, as cliche as it freaking sounds. But honestly, like if they're there supporting each other, like any relationship really should be, that's amazing. And you got something special there, and don't lose them. All right, so that's a good segue into my next question. It depends. It's not a one size fits all answer. So you mentioned you're going to college. So what's your take on college? Because obviously you and I had a great talk in the Uber ride about, how, some people have this certain hustle culture, hence not going to college, start your own business and everything, right? We hear it all the time. What's your take on that? What would you say to someone who's thinking about not going to college to start an SMMA business, for example?
I think a lot of people are surrounded by one or two extremes. They're surrounded by the extreme, maybe from parents or whatever, like you have to go to college. Like, you wanna hold up for that?
Yeah. All right. We don't know what that was. That was probably a motorcycle that was going 1 mile per hour backwards and then going forward again. I don't know what that was. This was a lawnmower or something, like lawnmowing sand or something here. Anyways, the question was, going back on a serious note, actually, should you go to college or not? What are the extremes? That's where we left off.
So I think it like we talked about a second ago, it's not one size fits all. It depends on what you want out of life. For me personally, there are certain things that I want to do in life. I love politics. That's something I'd like to pursue in the future. There's just certain things that I want out of life that I want to do that require college. There's certain things in the future that I want to be able to do that, don't necessarily require college, but it's absolutely going to be a help. Even if it's not necessarily from an education standpoint, but from a networking standpoint, or from a credibility standpoint. I think it's helpful if that's something that you want to do in the future. If it isn't, right, and you're all in, and it's difficult to know at 18 too, right? So I would recommend, don't necessarily rule out one option or the other. Don't rule it out and say no, absolutely not, right? Because the culture of not just SMMA, but online business as a whole is very much anti-college. Don't go to college, whatever it may be. So yes, you can listen to that, but you have to also think about what's going to be best for you, right? Just because someone on the internet told you to do something doesn't necessarily mean it makes the most sense for you. So you have to take that advice, right? It may be from great people, it may be from very smart people, very successful people, but you have to take it and adapt it to your life. What makes the most sense for you? So it's the same thing. If there's something that you want to do in the future, you have to map it out. Think about not your 5-year plan or your 10-year plan. Think about your 50-year plan. What do you want to be doing in 50 years, right? And so if college doesn't fit into the mold of that, and you're like, yeah, I can do whatever I want, in 50 years, I can do what I want in 50 years, and then don't, but it may not be valuable to you. I think I would be perfectly successful without college. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, and I know this, I say that like overly confidently, and I don't want to say it like that, but like, I have no doubt in my mind that like,
You'll
I'd be
figure
a
it out.
millionaire.
Yeah, you'll
like,
figure it out.
Like when I was 10 years old, 14 years old, whatever, like even when I was younger, like I had no doubt in my mind. And like when you're really young, it's imagination or whatever. But even like when I was 14, when I started my first, like started to get into business, like long term, I had no doubt in my mind that I would become a millionaire in my life. Like that was not difficult for me. What was difficult is getting around the fact of, does getting to that point involve college? Does it not involve college? And so I have no doubt that I could do that without college. But I also think that with college, there's other things that I can do outside of just financial, right? What do I want out of my life financially? There's other things that I want there too that college fits into the picture. So you have to look at what you want out of your life and what your 50-year plan is, not just your 5-year or 10-year.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Ben. Man, it's really like what's the word? It's contrary to what many people believe, and I wonder how many people are going to perceive this, but I don't care. Anyways, honestly, like, I'm still in college. I'm finishing up. I'm a senior. I actually talked to Joel for a good 2 hours about this. He was like, hey, just finish up, man. You basically work so hard. Just finish up. You got 3 more quarters yet. My parents are actually paying for my tuition. So, while I was building the business, I was literally at 0K to 20K building this business. I'm like, I'm not going to say fuck you mom, fuck you dad for working so hard for me in my education, right? At least when my perspective, at least build the business to show like, hey, I can support myself. I got something going on and I'm going to support you guys with this business, right?
And anyways, SMMA too, you learn a ton. Like there's a ton, like every business skill that you need, doesn't matter what business or what you want to do, like every business skill you could need, you're going to learn in doing SMMA, right? Because you're going to have to, like when you start, you're going to wear all the hats, right? And so you got to learn and master the skill of every hat. You got to master sales. Once you master sales, there's not a lot you can't do. I mean, frankly, even in anything in networking and conversations that you have, once you can master sales and talking to people and whatnot, there's nothing you can't do. Marketing, that's a valuable skill no matter what you do. I mean, I know marketing is obvious in a marketing agency, but marketing is a valuable skill no matter what you do. I think you combine the skills of marketing and sales and you can build a successful business in any industry and whatever. Those are the things that take you where you want to go.
Wow.
I think those are the most valuable skills you can have. And SMMA, whether you succeed and you have $1 million a month SMMA, or you have a $0 a month SMMA and you lose it all, what you gain, right? And it's the same thing when you're young. You have nothing to lose. So think about it. You only have to gain the skills that you need to build a successful business, right? And you can go into, if you start another business or if you stay in this business, you can go into it with the skills that you need to either succeed in this business or start another one.
Facts.
So
Facts. That's exactly what Sergio said to me. He's like, Marcus, I just want to remind you, you're 20 years old at the time. Like, look, all the skills you're building here, SMMA, you're going to definitely get cash cow. You're going to build that cash cow and help you invest in, properties, invest in stuff. But the biggest thing that you're learning from SMMA is exactly what you said. Basically being the business owner mindset, right? He's like, Marcus, here, just to throw the point, like you can go into a chiropractor's business, like literally walk up and be like, hey, do you want to do rev share? Why? I know how I can fucking fix your business. Not only get you more clients, but keep you more clients and duplicate what you're doing. If that's your goal, Doctor, right? Yeah, you should start an SMMA. No, I was joking about it with Joel, or I think it was someone else, but I was like, why don't college? Yeah, Naomi. I was like, why don't you colleges just start SMMA as a project? Like, isn't that crazy? We were doing an operations and management project called Littlefield. It was cool. But you don't really learn much unless you actually dive into an actual business and learn operations, which I want to ask one more question really quick for you is, it's really I wouldn't say rare. I don't want it to be rare, but it's amazing to see how almost seamless you made it. Even from my eyes, someone that knows you very well, how you build a team around you, especially at an age at high school. Can you explain like how the process of how you built that team, especially being in high school, not only knowing who you needed, but how you actually got them invested into your team, right? All that stuff.
Yeah, that was big because that was actually a conversation that I've had with Joel multiple times and not too long ago even. Just about being actually conscious about my age instead of using it as an advantage. And it was the same thing when I started or, went into building a team. It was like, I'm 18, who's going to listen to me, right? But you build a mission that's greater than you, right? Your business should be bigger than you. Your ultimate drive and my ultimate drive, right? Yeah, I want to make money. That's great, right? But my ultimate drive is to build something bigger than myself, right? And so if you make your team a part of that, where they get to build something bigger than themselves with you, right? And you are working together to build something bigger, right? Than each of yourselves, you stop mattering, right? But it's best to use it to your advantage. Yeah. If you can use your age to your advantage, if you are young, in regards to the fact that, look, you're building something bigger than yourself, and you're almost a point of inspiration because you are younger, right? And you're able to have this amazing team around you, these people who want to help you to build something bigger, and they're invested in that same drive. I think that can be a tremendously valuable aspect. You just got to use it to its advantage.
That I couldn't have said that any way better, because obviously you've done such a great job as an agency owner, leading a team, bringing it to $30K a month. I want to ask you one more question, just one more. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
You don't have third period or anything like that?
No.
We're in spring break, bro. It's spring break for us. Anyways, my last question is this. So you talked about politician, you talked about, the being 50 years. I'll be honest, I'm taking this from Lewis House, but I love Lewis House podcast and how he ends it. You're at the end of your life. Mm-hmm. You've been a politician, let's say. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what you wanted to do at that time. That's awesome. You've scaled your business to 100K or even more. Mm-hmm. Maybe you passed it down. You've done whatever you want, anything you want. It's time to go. Right? It's time to move on to, the next planet,
mm-hmm.
Reincarnate, whatever. Anyways, I don't know why I said it like that, like I was mad. Anyways, like I'm atheist.
Reincarnate.
I was like atheist. Anyways, and let's just say you did everything wonderful, you had an impact, but that all gets wiped out away, mm-hmm. right? People don't remember you, right? And by the way, you're to an extent not that important. I mean, we're all just one mm-hmm. part of the universe. You're important, right? So you're part of the universe, you are important. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out. Anyways, but you can leave one thing to be remembered by. One thing, right? Some people said always be curious. Some people say build your confidence. What is the one thing you would like to be remembered? Like, if like Martin Luther King was like, dream, like have a dream, right? Mm-hmm. Stand up for the right thing.
No one, frankly, like the world doesn't need just more entrepreneurs. I don't even think it would matter to me that much at that point if I'm remembered for something I said about business or something I said about money or whatever it may be, or even something I said about politics. Frankly, at that point, what I'd want to be remembered by is my family and remembered as being, a loving father and husband. And that's what I would rather have. At that point in life, that's what matters. I could care less if anyone remembered me for business, politics, whatever it may be at that point. If I leave my family in a good place, that's what I'd rather have.
He's 18. Yo, thank you so much for doing this, man. I think a lot of teenagers, a lot of people our age, our generation will find impact in this, So if you like this, follow Ben on Instagram, follow his agency. If you're a chiro, well, you should hire him because you just basically investing in your business and getting an asset right there. Anyways, ciao, peace out. We're in Miami. We're going to have fun. Right, Ben?
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. All right. Take care, guys. Peace.